there! Today I'm making the ultimate American comfort food, meatloaf. I'm serving it with black-eyed peas, a hearty, healthy side from the South. And I have a few tricks up my sleeve to make our meatloaf heart-healthy too. First, I'm going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to make our meatloaf mix healthier by adding in some veggies. I have 1 small white onion and half of a medium-sized green bell pepper that I've finely chopped here. You can use any colored onion, white, yellow, red, and any colored sweet bell pepper, red, green, yellow, whatever you prefer. I usually get what's on sale. So these go into this bowl. Like that. And then I add 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil. Canola oil or vegetable oil will work too. Now I'll just cover that with a plate and into the microwave for about 3 minutes on high. Now that the veggies have been steamed and cooled down a bit, we can really get into mixing. So those onion and peppers go into this large bowl with the turkey. Along with 2 cloves of minced garlic. And 2 tablespoons of fat-free milk to keep things moist. Next, I'm adding 1/3 cup of quick cooking oats. Now, this may seem odd adding oats to meatloaf, but they are replacing the typical breadcrumbs that you usually add to meatloaf, helping the mixture bind together while adding some extra nutrients as oats are a whole grain. Believe me, no one will know there's oatmeal in here. Next, I have 2 eggs that I've lightly beaten with a fork. And 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. That will add a little zip, and you can use regular mustard if you prefer. Now I have an 8-ounce can of no salt added tomato sauce. I'm adding just 2 tablespoons to the mix right now, and I will save the rest for the glaze that I'll make in just a minute. And now for a few spices. 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, and if you have fresh parsley on hand, use it. You'll need 1 tablespoon though, because if you ever substitute a fresh herb for the dried version, you want to triple the amount of fresh. Dried herbs are much more concentrated in flavor than fresh. Okay, now the fun part. You know, this is a great recipe for kids to help with. They can add in the ingredients and they'll love this part, getting their hands in the bowl and mixing everything together. So now that I've got everything mixed up, I'm going to shape it into a loaf for our loaf pan. And now I have a quick wash of my hands. Okay, now I'll spray our loaf pan with vegetable oil. And into the loaf goes our meatloaf. Now another hand wash, because I'm handling raw meat and I want to be very safe about not possibly contaminating anything else in the kitchen. I'm going to whip up our glaze now. Just 2 ingredients into this bowl here, the tomato sauce and 1 teaspoon of cider vinegar, or whatever vinegar you have on hand. I'll just whisk this up and pour it right over our meatloaf here. There we go. Now this goes into our preheated oven. I'll cook this for at least 50 minutes and then I'll check it with my kitchen meat thermometer. Once it hits 165 degrees for poultry and 160 degrees for beef or pork, it's done. I'll let it sit for about 10 minutes or so before slicing. Now for a fun twist, sometimes I make muffin-sized mini meatloafs in muffin tins. This same recipe can be used for a 12-count muffin tin and such a neat variation for the family. Plus, the mini meatloafs cook in half the time of the regular meatloaf, so it's a great idea for busy weeknights. And the leftovers freeze beautifully. Now, one last step while meatloaf is cooking. I'm heating up some black-eyed peas as a side dish for our dinner. Black-eyed peas are popular around the world, and especially down south here in the US. They are traditionally eaten on New Year's Day for good luck. But please, let's eat them more often than that. They are a great source of fiber and protein. The list goes on. So I have two 15.5-ounce cans of low-sodium black-eyed peas that I'm putting into a microwave-safe dish. I'm not draining them because the liquid will help keep them moist as I cook them. I'm covering the dish, and into the microwave it goes for about 5 minutes on high or until they're warm. So here's our delicious heart-healthy meatloaf. Super moist and delicious, but with less calories and fat than traditional meatloaf. Served with a side of black-eyed peas. A terrific comfort dish for a family meal any time of the year. See you next time.